Hello, everyone. I am here. I am live. It's Moonchild. Whoa. He's got the power to be your friend, too. Oh, God, lads, it's too hot to be streaming. I'm gonna be real with you guys. It's actually way too hot to be streaming. But I'm gonna do it. I said I was going to do it. I was going to do a tarot reading stream. It's one of the things that I said I would be doing, and I'd like to try at least one before I go away on holidays next week. So I'll be away for 2 weeks after this. I'll be away in Spain, which will be like coming out of the frying pan and into the oven, to be fair, but like at least there'll be a swimming pool, at least there'll be a beach, at least there'll be aircon, all that good stuff that Ireland's not really built for. So I guess just to preface this stream, I don't know how long I'm going to be, because it is quite hot and I don't necessarily have a fan in here. It's a cool enough room, but I'm still sweating even as I speak right now, even as I have everything prepared to the best of my ability. And I have a very impromptu setup, which you'll see in a sec. I'll be switching over to a webcam. I'm not going to be on camera. You're only going to see my hands. And I've a little reading area set up with my deck of cards ready, and I'll take you through the whole spiel. So we'll see how this goes. I've no idea how it's gonna go, but you know what? I have to try it. I have to try it and see, and that's how it's gonna go. So without further ado, I will swap the scene and we will get into things. So here is my reading area. I am using my Sonic the Hedgehog, Amy Rose's fortune card deck, because when I found out this was being made, I lost my shit. Sonic's like my favourite thing ever, and they decided to bring back a key aspect of Amy's like personality and skills, her fortune reading skills. So like, I'm all over that, and this deck was just made for me, basically, just made for me. Is that for real? By the way, my MacBook is saying it is 29 degrees Celsius. That is disgusting. That is absolutely vile. But yeah, so this is the deck I'll be using, and of course you may also notice this beautiful, what I'm using as my so-called tablecloth. It's a bandana, it's a scarf, it can be whatever you want it to be. This is the Star Fox 64 bandana made by Kaiju Kate. And when I upload this video on YouTube, this will be going in the description, the link to get your own. She also does amazing bandana. She has one of Sonic and Shadow as well, 2 different ones, so you know, if that's more your speed. But of course, being in a Star Fox mood that I have been lately, I just needed this. And I'll just lift up this box because look, you can see all corn area, the fourth cornet of the lilac area. You have the shield gauge, there's like, you know, the little health bar, and there they all are. And what I've done, just to make it a bit more witchy, I gave each character their own crystal that I thought would kind of suit them well. I gave Fox here a citrine, you know, for optimism and Energy aquamarine for Slippy, really getting in touch with your emotions and soothing emotions. Red jasper, not gonna lie, can't remember really what this crystal is for, but my intuition just goes for like grounding and courage as well, kind of just based on the colour and the shape of it. And for Falco, I chose a garnet, also just being very, passionate, action based, orientated, and courage as well. It's the main theme with all Star Fox characters, but it is the Sonic deck I am using, so I'm going to open it up and give you a little quick tour. The box is phenomenal, by the way. It's just the attention to detail and a nice blurb on the back, and then you open it up and you get the little guidebook. And this deck is a little tricky because the traditional names of the cards have been changed to fit the Sonic universe, but it shows the corresponding, like, for example, time. The time card here is Wheel of Fortune in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Freedom's Wind is the Chariot, and so forth and so forth. But I'm just going to put them to the side. I'll show you the cards themselves. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are just stunning. And even though they're in like monotone colours and things like that, I really genuinely think the detail in these are just beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So again, this deck is amazing. And I want to give a quick shout out to the authors of the deck. Of course, written by Ian Flynn. He's kind of like head of the lore now for Sonic. And the illustrations by Evan Stanley and Gigi Dutrix. I hope I've pronounced that right. Whatever the case, all of you guys are incredible. Thank you for making this beautiful deck. And here's the back of it. And I suppose too, just to give a small little quick background on my history and my take on tarot and tarot reading, I suppose. I'm nearly 6 years doing tarot reading. I picked it up during the COVID pandemic, as you do. And how I approach reading tarot is this. I am agnostic with animist tendencies. But when I read tarot, it's purely my intuition, right? It's my higher self, it's my intuition. And I primarily use what I guess would be called a psychological model. Now, what does psychological model mean in regards to tarot? Basically, every single card in a tarot deck outlines basically like a chapter in the overall book of human experiences. Basically, that's what it is. Every single card in a tarot deck is actually something we will all go through at least once in our lives. It deals about material wealth and your physical health, your mental ability, your thinking, your mental health, your emotions, your relationships with people, and, enemies you might make along the way too. There's friendships, there's enemies, there's lovers, choices. So it's all in here. This is just the big deck of human experiences. And of course, there's people that, they claim that they can read the future and speak to spirits and things like that. I don't, I'm not a psychic. When I say I have animist tendencies, even though I'm not agnostic, I'll say a little prayer to my nan. I'll say a little prayer to both my nanas that have passed on, to my pets that have passed on, things like that. I know my nan, I think both of my grandmothers would not like to actually be communicated by tarot, because one of them, one time they saw I had a tarot deck and she was like, oh Jesus, you have to be first careful now with them, you know, so I wouldn't use the cards to contact like my nan, because obviously she didn't like them when she was alive, so I just say a little prayer. Say a little prayer from my heart. So for me, I just use my intuition and see what happens. And to be fair, not gonna lie, especially when I've done readings for myself, which is what I primarily do, oh my god, they have been, I would say, 98% accurate. And that's a good sign. It means I'm kind of knowing myself a bit better. I'm kind of like asking myself the important questions and just digging deep down. And even if I get a card and I'm not quite sure what it relates to, something may happen then throughout the day which that actually has relationship to, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my fucking god, like, so it has gotten spookily, eerily accurate with me. And of course, just for anyone that's been following me for a while, you will know that at my coffee shop I do offer actual readings, proper readings, for a €5 donation to the Palestinian, can't pronounce that properly, so sorry, Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. All the money goes to that, and you get a little 3-card reading. 3-card reading from me with a photo and text written about what's going on. And thankfully, I've had very good feedback from that as well since I started doing it in January of last year. So, with all that background out of the way, what I'm going to do is on Twitter and... Wait, no, not Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anymore. What the fuck am I saying? Blue Sky. I asked on Blue Sky, on Instagram, and a couple of friends on different Discord servers if they would like to ask me questions in advance that I would like to read for. And in particular, I wanted really silly questions. I wanted fun questions, you know, who's going to win in the World Cup, you know, yada yada yada, what kind of food should I have today? I just want to do something silly and fun, and in the process actually would like to show you how much fun these cards can be as well. So I've made my list of all the questions that I got throughout the week, and some people asked multiple questions, but I'll mix them up a little bit. I'll mix them up and go through them one by one and just see what happens. We're just going to see what happens. This is all a little bit of fun. Even if you don't believe in this, even if you don't believe in intuition, even if you might think my intuition might be shite or anything, this stream, first and foremost, this is just about a bit of fun. And if you're watching this back on YouTube later, this is what this video is. It's just a little bit of fun. And if it gets you inspired, maybe with looking at some cards yourself and seeing the diverse ways you can use the cards, even better, because I love tarot. I absolutely do. It's been such a joy in my life. So I'm going to take first question. Where is it? So this question came in from Instagram and from Vision Sickness. Good old Thiels. How are you, Thiels? Hope you're good. And their question is, I'd like the cards to tell me what I can focus on to make my radio better. So a fairly simple and a somewhat serious kind of question, I guess. You know, Thiels, as far as I know, they do run radio shows and stuff. They like to do their own kind of radio shows, and yeah, they're just looking for, you know, is there any little bit of information on how they can make their shows better. So let's see what happens. Now, when I'm shuffling cards, it's so hard for me to shuffle them, right? Because for me, my hands are tiny. I have to do it this way, right? And I take a little bit extra as well to like really get a good shuffle going. But before the stream, I actually did do like a massive shuffle of these cards just to get the energy going with them as well. Just to, you know, make sure, you know, because like if the cards have been kind of like standing stagnant for a while as well, it's good just to get them kind of moving. So, right, I'm just going to take a few moments to reflect on Thiel's question here and wait for my intuition to say now's the best time to stop. So let's... Peppy, always trust your instincts, Fox. This is what your father said. Hey, Fox, ask that tarot reader to see, can she contact your dead dad? Good old Jim. Oh god, the cards are falling out of my hands. Right. Okay. Trust your instincts. Never give up. Man, I would kill for a Star Fox tarot deck. Okay. I'm locking in. Okay, Thiels. I'm gonna split the deck and I'm gonna do 3 cards for you. Now, because this is gonna be right way up. 1, 2, 3. Also, I don't really do reversals because I like to take in both the negative and positive meanings of each card. But let's see what's come up for Thiels. So the first card is Travel. Second card is Page of Rings. And the last card is 4 of Fire. Okay, now I will... As I said, this deck is a little bit tricky because they changed the names of like the major arcana. So what is Travel again? What card is Travel? I can't quite remember which one that is. Is that the Fool? Oh, it is. It is too. Alright, the Fool. So Travel in this deck is the Fool. Page of Rings. Rings in this case is Pentacles. 4 of Fire is Wands. Wands is Fire. So overall, this is showing something very positive here just on first glance. So what I would say is coming up for this question is Thiels. It's good to start embracing like new ideas, maybe a little bit of experimentation. The Fool is just all about going into the unknown, just taking that kind of leap of faith. And with that leap of faith may come, you may get like a message from someone that maybe new equipment or new opportunities might be available to you too. The Page of Pentacles is usually about you're kind of going to receive some message regarding like either a material gain, whether that's money, in this case could be like new equipment or software, or even to do with your health, you know, something like that. So just watch out for any messages, I would say, that could be coming your way. Maybe it's a friend that might want to do some sort of collaboration with you, and that actually leads itself in very nicely into the 4 of Fire. 4 of Wands, that is what I'd like to call the homecoming card. Basically, it's a card about you're coming home and you're starting to like celebrate some of your achievements. You're kind of coming back to family, getting to tell them all about, you know, what you've achieved so far. So, you know, obviously whether that's actual family, found family, friends, you know, You're just telling them like all your successes. So the positive aspect with this reading is, what I would say is, take that leap into the unknown. Lean on those that enjoy seeing your work, or even in this case, listening to your work as well. You know, maybe they may even have some feedback. They could have some feedback. They could have some ideas, possibly even opened to a collaboration. Maybe, I'm thinking. And even just look back and see yourself, what has worked well for you in previous radio shows that you've done, you know, and celebrate those successes yourself too. You know, maybe say, oh, this thing I did, or maybe this bit of music, or this interview I did, you know, worked out great. Maybe I could lean into a little bit more of that and get new collaborators, you know. So overall, very positive. If I were to take the negative aspect of this reading, it would be, I'd say, just try not to be too closed minded, and try not to be too afraid of taking a little bit of a risk, right? Again, that's what the Fool is all about, and you can't really see any successes or failures if you don't actually try, you know? And again, just wait and see. Now, maybe you might even get a message saying, I don't know, maybe you're waiting on this bit of software, or maybe some music to play on the show, or whatever, and maybe it mightn't come it mightn't come through for you for a while. That could happen too. But overall, what I'm getting from this is, see what feedback you get. See what any people that have listened to your shows maybe have to say. See what they've liked. See what maybe they weren't so into. Take a leap of faith. Refine it. Evolve it. Try it. Maybe try it again with something a bit new. And that is your 3-card reading, Fields. I hope that works out for you. And obviously, you might see overall, that might even sound pretty vague, what I've said, because ultimately, that information is going to be up to Fields to digest, and to see what that actually means to them in their own inner world, basically. You know, how is this true for them in some ways, you know? And maybe it's very possible there could be absolute bullshit here. Maybe there mightn't be a messenger. Maybe there isn't a messenger, or maybe you've already taken leaps of faith, but maybe you still need to look out for a messenger and to celebrate your successes. Take what is resonating with you and leave behind what's not resonating with you. And that's the number one thing, honestly, I think, when anyone receives a reading as well. It's not everything is going to hit home, or it could even be that it mightn't hit home for you right now, but it could in a few months' time. It could in a year's time. It could in 2 years' time. That's the beauty of it. But I hope that helps anyway for you, Theo. So thank you very much for your question. Next one I'm going to do is, we have a funny one here. Yes, from Chrisopolis. Did I say your name right? I hope I did. Chris with a K. You know who you are. You know who you are, bud. You know who you are. His question is, what will be the best burger to have on the day of the World Cup final? Oh my god. I mean, I fucking love burgers, lads. I just love any kind of burgers, really. And do you know what? Let me put down some indicators for myself. So what does this mean? So as I'm shuffling this, I think just for the suits that could come up, maybe the swords, the traditional swords. Swords for me might indicate meat, right? like skewered meat, or, you know, just beef, chicken. So I'm gonna assign like the sword suit to meat. I'm gonna assign the wands suit to spicy. Should you have a bit of spice or no spice, or even sort of like red vegetables, things like that. Pentacles, cheese. Pentacles would be like cheese, because yellow money, stuff like that. And maybe green stuff, green vegetables, lettuce, things like that. And then what's the other one? Water, or the cups. It's water in this deck. Cups could be what kind of sauce you should have. So that's what that's what's happening here, right? So swords will indicate a kind of meat. I'll instinctively figure out what kind of meat. Wands is spiciness or red vegetables, cheese, lettuce, things like that. That's the pentacles, and then the cups are going to be like the sauce. And I'll see then what kind of comes from that, but at least I have a little kind of frame of reference now, an inner frame of reference to work with. So that's just not totally out of fucking thin air, do you know what I mean? Now I'm really shuffling these cards, lads. I'm really shuffling like close to me so that they just don't fall apart, right? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut in half once more the deck. And you know what? I'm actually gonna do a 4-card reading for this. I'm gonna do a 4-card reading for this because what if we get one of each? What if we get one of each suit? And then we can actually build our burger that way. So, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, hello Abigail. Thank you so much for joining. So, this now is our dream World Cup burger. World Cup final burger. We have Ace of Fire, 9 of Lightning. No, sorry, 8 of Lightning. My apologies. Freedom's Wind. And Ace of Water. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. We got no meat. We got no meat. No. Well, if we didn't get a meat, maybe could I suggest trying a vegan burger, maybe a veggie burger? I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not a vegan myself. I'm not vegetarian. I love halloumi burgers. I'm addicted to a good halloumi burger. Right off the bat, these 2 cards right here, considering they're the ace, so they're like the start of their individual suits, right? And this is fire, water. You're gonna want some sort of spicy sauce. Wait, what am I on about? We do have a meat, because remember, as I said, this deck has all different names for the suits. Lightning is swords. Lightning is swords. Now, 8 of swords, or 8 of lightning, that's generally the card of feeling mentally trapped. Like, you're just kind of so tunnel visioned in, and you don't think there's a way to escape, but there is. So what kind of meat would that actually, what would match that kind of meat? I'm thinking something like a kebab. Do you know, like the kebab rotisserie thing do you see in like the Turkish delicatessens? That's a bit of meat that's trapped. And then you're using like one of the other swords or the knives to just cut out bit by bit. And then Freedom's Wind, which is the chariot, means that it is fast food. Chrysopolis, what you are getting is a spicy kebab from a takeaway shop. That is what the cards are telling me. Spicy sauce, kebab from a fast food place. That is what you were to eat on the World Cup final. Not a burger. Forget the burger. A proper kebab. Beautiful kebab. And that, Chrysopolis, that is your reading. Try it. See what you think on the day. But the card said spicy kebab from a fast food place. So there you go. This is why I love tarot, guys. This is why I love tarot. Oh my god. That's... And like, that's the beauty of it too. It can make you think outside the box as well. So... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Grizz. That was a damn entertaining reading. Good job. And also, yeah, I thought it was going to be a nun burger for a second, but oh no, it wasn't. We had some mate. We had some mate in it. Right. What is the next one? Next question I have on my list. Now I have a couple from two different Chris's. So what I'm actually going to do, do you know what, Grizz? While you're here, I'm going to do your one. I'm going to do your question. Now, for Grizz's question, that's a good question, Mega Man. For Grizz's question, he has a photo. And I think this is very important, right? I think this is so important. I just need to download the picture first. Will it let me? Please God, let me. Yeah, sorry, give me a few moments, just, you know, working with OBS and all that. So let's see, upload this image or add a new image to OBS. So for Grizz in the chat, we are going to learn the destiny of this pig. Whoa, it's quite a big image here. So have a look at this. This is a very adorable little pig. Absolutely adorable, and it came all the way from Ghana. Ghana. Beautiful part of the world. So, with this in mind, let us find out the destiny of this little pig. Oh, thank God it's not Pig Madinger, because I'd be saying what a lying two-faced scum. But I love little lucky pigs, especially the lemon pig. You know, I made another lemon pig at the start of this year. I love how that kind of came around, the whole lemon pig thing. I think it did start in like America or something like that, because it was referenced in like some sort of magazine or newspaper from like 100 years old. That's to the best of my memory. But it's such a cute little thing. Such a sweet little thing. I love lemon pigs. Never made one though. They're amazingly easy to make. And even if you don't have toothpicks, because this year I couldn't find any toothpicks and I didn't have any in my kitchen. What I just did, I did have a lemon. I had cloves. And I just used tin foil for both the tail and the legs. And then just carved them out, put a penny in, and yeah, it was lovely. It's just a little good luck totem, and genuinely, like, that's what a lot of like these kind of, for me anyway, as a practice in which, like, even these crystals here, these crystals mean nothing without your belief in them. It's like you're working on the placebo effect. Now, not everyone believes in that. I don't want to get too bogged down on the different models of magic. But, you know, if you're a skeptic, and I think even if you're not a skeptic, it's good to know that the magic is just always in you anyway, you know. So anyway, destiny of this pig. I'll go back to the 3-card reading for this. I like a 3-card reading. It's just simple, it's straight to the point, and you can still get a lot out of it. So, okay. Cut the deck. We got 1, 2, 3. And this little piggy went wee all the way home. Right, okay. First card, Page of Fire. Ooh. 4 of fire again. Interesting. Okay, that came up. That's the second time that's come up today. And the 6 of water. So, again, just for anyone not familiar with the naming conventions of this deck, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, fire would be wands, water is cups. And I'm just trying to remember 6 of cups. Yes, I do. I do remember it. So, overall, this pig is like, especially with this card coming up, right? This is kind of like a sentimental pig. Like, the pig, I think, would have some sort of sentimental value to it, because 6 of Cups, traditionally, that's the card about nostalgia. You're being nostalgic for bygone times, or you're looking back on your childhood kind of wistfully, or maybe lovingly or longingly. But on the flip side, the bad side of that, and I remember once, I think it was Dr. Justin Sledge from Esoterica said, nostalgia can be a type of depression. And I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking real. Too much nostalgia can get you trapped. So there was obviously a homecoming with this pig. Again, like with the first question we had regarding Fields' radio show, there was a homecoming. So this pig is like a celebration of nostalgia, being grateful for the times you had. Page of Fire is fascinating too, because again, the pages are like new news. They're not just only news, they could also mean a young child, or like the start of, oh, how would I describe it? The page can symbolize like a student. You're like in the learning phase of something, so it could be a student, a child, or a messenger. And with fire, it's all about like something that you're passionate about, something that, you know, this is something you want to do. Like, it's Marine the raccoon here, you know, she was a feisty little adventurer in Sonic Rush Adventure. So she's just raring to get out there and go. And maybe, I'm thinking this pig is telling a couple of different stories. Not only was the pig a gift from a family member, a pig that came back from a really hot part of the world. Something about the pig could be sparking some sort of like, maybe there was a dream. Maybe there was like a childhood dream or a childhood like, oh, one day I want to do this, or someday I want to go out there and, you know, do this thing that I've always wanted to do. Maybe you wanted to go to a certain country or a certain part of the country as well. Maybe there's a place that's very important to your family that you never got to go to, that you would like to go to as well. I think this pig is overall giving you the destiny of this pig, which is what the question was. I think this pig is destined to inspire you. To inspire you to be adventurous, to get out there, maybe see something new so that you can come back home, tell everyone you love, but something that maybe it was like a bucket list item from your childhood. Maybe it was something that you gave up on. And now the pig is kind of like going back into your childhood, trying to reach into something into your childhood and say, maybe you want to try do this. Maybe you want to actually go there now and see what happens. The pig is a travel guide, I think. The pig is like, I think the pig wants to be that like tour guide for you for whatever it is new that you want to do. Maybe you wanted to do and you never got a chance to do when you were younger. Even if it was like, not even just a child, maybe you were 5 years younger than you are now or whatever like that. So the pig is a tour guide. Trust in the pig. Love the pig. Be grateful for the pig. And see what new adventures it leads you to, and see if it can rekindle something really nice about your childhood. Or even just from a few years ago. You know, pre-COVID or something like that. So there you go, Grizz. That's what I got from those cards for you, for your pig. I hope something there resonates. As I said, don't worry if it doesn't. And don't even worry if it doesn't right now. Maybe it might in the future. So, with that, now I'm going to go into the ones where one person gave me a couple of questions. So these are from my boyfriend. This is from my Chris. So there's a few here that he asked. So what was the first one? The first one is in regards to Robot Wars. Of course. Watch the Robot Wars retrospective on YouTube. So let's see, where's the question here now? I might need to ask him. I can't quite remember this actually, like how he framed this. It's a question he's asking me. Okay, that's it. So my boyfriend has asked me, do I think that the robot Bigger Brother will retroactively get a better reputation than Chaos 2? Oh, God, excuse me. Do you know when you swallow on your own spit? I hate that. Oh, God. Very good. Satisfied with this answer. I'm very happy, Grizz. I'm very happy that you are. That's awesome. We love the pig of nostalgia. Yes, Abby. So, anyway, for just a little bit of context on my Chris's question there to me, which is interesting. It's, so his favourite robot in the BBC original Robot War series is Chaos 2. And I think it's still his favourite robot of all time. My favourite robot, when I was watching it with him, was Bigger Brother. Now, Bigger Brother had some really good fights, but also just at the time there was like a small brother and sister with the dad, and they were just really cute and they just wanted to win. They were, I was like, yeah, you go, Bigger Brother, you do it for the kids. and my heart, of course. So this is a very interesting one because it's a question actually directed at me. So this is something I can get probably a bit more accurate of an answer from. And of course, knowing my partner as well, and just knowing the history of Robot Wars too, that he's shown me as well, I'm not an expert on Robot Wars, but like, I'd definitely get a hunch. I would definitely get a hunch from this. Right, I'm gonna do a bit of this shuffling. Also, take note of that. We've had the 4 of Fire come up twice on the stream so far. That's our Stalker card at the moment. Okay. 3 card reading for this. 1, 2, 3. First card is Knight of Lightning. That is very interesting. 9 of Lightning. And the 6 of Rings. So, again, lightning is swords in the traditional deck. Rings is pentacles. Immediately, right? Immediately. So I suppose just before, because like there's stuff I'm seeing right away with this that I'm just like, oh my god. But let me just give a little bit of context to the robots to the best of my ability. Chaos 2 was actually a champion in, oh god, was it like series 3 or something like that? It won Robot Wars anyway, one series, right? So like it actually won. It was unstoppable. Bigger Brother, I don't think Bigger Brother ever made it to a final. I can't remember if the best it ever did was like quarter-final or semi-final. Right, so like they are in 2 kind of different leagues. Chaos 2 is obviously an excellent robot. And it was the first robot in the BBC series of Robot Wars to flip out a robot out of the arena. That was something never seen before at the time. Now I'm looking at this card, Knight of Lightning. Who is it? Omega. And Omega, I'm just even going on the character here, not even necessarily on the actual card itself, but the character wanted to be its own machine. Omega wanted to stand out from the other E-series robots that Eggman made. It wanted to be its own thing. So like, first of all, this is telling me we should have no comparisons here. Like the like Bigger Brother, I wouldn't want anything to like compare to Bigger Brother. Plus 9 of Lightning here. Now, traditionally, 9 of Lightning means anxiety. It's the anxiety card. It's waking up in the middle of the night, you have the night terrors, you're waking up from a bad dream, you're riddled with anxiety. Featured very well here with the Chow in this card, just all these little demons chasing it. So I don't think like, this is subjective. This is so subjective. This is such a weird question he asked me as well, I suppose. But like, again, this will give me all the better training for being a better reader. 9 of Rings, 6 of Rings. 6 of Rings, which is 6 of Pentacles, is the charity card. It's the card about being charitable, giving of yourself, and also making sure, you know, if others are taking advantage of you, make sure you're getting your own charity too if you require help. But what can we see from this? We have a learner. Oh no, not a learner. It's not a page, it's a knight. So the knight is always like action. But again, Omega, anxiety, charity. To me, I know Bigger Brother is retrospectively not going to be as, what was the question? As celebrated? A better reputation than Chaos 2. There's going to be a charitable reputation, and I think there already is a charitable reputation with this robot, again, because it was a family-run team. It was the dad and these two very sweet kids that were very invested in their robot. It was called Bigger Brother, you know, again, just that sense of family. It's gonna have a reputation that's different to Chaos 2. Different, like how Omega wants to be different. But it's not... It knows it can never be, like, technically probably as good a robot as Chaos 2, and that's something it'll just have to accept. But just in the sense of like good vibes, a lovely sweet team, and it was the little robot that could. I think overall it'll have a more, you know, obviously not the same reputation as Chaos 2, but it'll have the reputation as if, you know, oh, they were really sweet. They were a sweet team. A loving reputation, a sweet reputation, a charitable reputation, the little underdog reputation. And honestly, that is what I genuinely think about Bigger Brother in general. And it's just fascinating that the cards actually summed it up really well. It summed up my thoughts excellently. It did its best. It still failed. But it went through all its hardships. We can't compare these two robots together. We can't. Chaos 2, it's its own beast. And Bigger Brother is its own cuddly bear beast. So, that's what I think. So, that's it for that question. Next question my Chris had was... Oh, fucking hell. Will Peppy become Star Fox's Jar Jar Binks 12 months from now? Oh, Chris. The thing is, I don't even think we need the cards to tell you that. Like, I mean, what? Do a barrel roll has been in our internet lexicon for nearly 30 years, like, right? That's... Jar Jar's a meme. Do a barrel roll is a meme. Immediately, I can tell you no, right? I can just say it off the bat. Peppy, this fucker right here, he's an integral part of Star Fox. He is the only OG left in that team. He saw Pigma betray everyone. He saw James fall into his death. And he allowed these three youngsters to set up the team again. He's not fucking Jar Jar Binks. But we'll see anyway if the cards support my intuition. Like, I could just tell you that for a fact, like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, God. Okay. I realise it does look a little bit boring on camera when there's, like, no action, so I'm going to try my best to shuffle the cards on stream. Like, in view of the webcam, I should say. This fucking setup, lads. Oh my god, this isn't even a permanent setup that I have here. I just want to make sure I'm getting a really, really good shuffle going. Hope you've been enjoying this too. I know this is really new. It's like, Hayley, why aren't you playing Star Fox or Tomodachi Life or drawing. I like doing this shit too. And I think this is just a nice, different thing I can provide to my streaming repertoire. Right. If the cards back me up on this, I'll know this deck is a real one. I'll know this deck is a fucking real one. Anyway, split the deck. 1, 2, 3. Okay. See what we get. It's all for you, Pep. I love you, Peppy. Right. Travel. Ace of Fire. Virtuous Heart. Yes, it's literally saying, fuck you. Peppy is amazing. Peppy is amazing. And I'll tell you why. Now, I do need to double check what Virtuous Heart is. I believe that is the Empress. But again, I just need to double check. Yeah, Virtuous Heart is Empress. Ace of Fire. Ace of Wands. And Travel. The Fool! Second time the Fool has come up again today. Listen. These cards are saying, right? The only thing Peppy has ever been a fool about is caring too much about his team. Right? Honestly, I'm just looking at these cards and I'm just like, I'm actually like I'm about to big up my boy Peppy. Here's why Peppy will never be like Jar Jar Binks, right? Now, besides everything I just said earlier, you know, about him watching his best friend's demise and having to, you know, overcome being stabbed in the back by Pig Madengar and all that shit, right? Even after all that, he went into the unknown. Star Fox was basically gone after Andros took down James. And Pigma just fucked off and was scumbag, right? Pigma? No, not Pigma. Fuck my life. Peppy didn't know what to fucking do after that. No one would fucking know what to do after that, right? That was trauma. Like, imagine it, right? Like, I don't know what the official lore is there about, you know, does Fox still have a mother? Is his mother dead? But whether he had to tell his mother first, he had to come back to a little fox and explain that his dad was never coming back. Right? That's a fucking hard thing to do. Like, again, that's taking a leap into the unknown in kind of the negative sense. It's like you're bringing news of someone's death. And with that, he's also honouring James's last request of keeping an eye on Fox. He's literally oh my god. He literally became Fox's adoptive dad, when you think of it. And now, like, we know, well, in later games we know he already, like, he does have a wife and kids and stuff like that, so, like, obviously fatherhood is nothing new to him, but, like, you know, fuck, he didn't know what way shit was gonna go, like, with Fox. And then Fox came to him when he, like, came out of the academy. He was just like, Peppy, can we set up Star Fox again? Maybe. I don't know how, obviously, the lead up to the recreation of Star Fox happened, but, like, the aces in tarot, they're always the start of something. So there was a fire still inside Peppy. He still wanted to do this. He still wanted to honour his best friend's legacy. And he was like, fuck it, there'd be no one better than his son. Like, that's why he's always on about, oh, you're becoming more like your father. Oh, you reminds me of your dad, Fox, you know. You're right, Abigail. He's the dad that stepped up. So he took this new opportunity that was further ignited from Fox McCloud to set up Star Fox. And this is the interesting card here, right? This is what I think is the interesting card. Virtuous Heart for Peppy. In tarot, you have the Empress and you have the Emperor, right? Now, tarot's very gendered, guys. It's very gendered. But you can look at those cards in terms of attributes. The Empress being the inner world, the creative world, the fostering world, just, you know, when it comes to feminine energies. Oh, there was a very good generosity, that's the word. It's a generosity. It's a generosity. The Emperor is obviously all the masculine traits. It's, you know, it's being the leader, it's doing the hard work, it's mind over the heart, whereas the Empress is like heart over the mind. You know, it's all this yin and yang, external, internal, passive, and well, what's the opposite of passive? I can't remember, but not passive, you know, shit like that, right? So why do I find the Empress interesting for Peppy? Like, Peppy didn't take on the leader role for Star Fox. He is the most experienced out of all of them. But he wanted to nurture. He actually wanted to nurture the leadership within Fox. He saw James and Fox. And, you know, it's still being a father to Fox, but just with those nurturing energies, the energies of generosity, the energies of, you know, Peppy is full of emotion and he's always on about the instincts. Now, I don't think instincts are necessarily gendered. I don't think having an instinct is necessarily a feminine or a masculine thing. But the fact it's repeated more over, you know, during the course of the game, like, yeah, Peppy will give all, like, the technical spiel and the strategy. But he always brings it back to the instincts. The strategy, that's very masculine. Like, that's the mental gymnastics you're doing to overcome the enemy. But he's still saying, pair it with your instincts. Pair it with that part of you that's just so unexplainable. That like magic that's inside of you that makes us organic creatures so amazing. You know? It's... We don't quite have the right language for this, honestly. Because I want to say it is very motherly, but it's obviously not, because he's a father. But a father can have those traits too, and I think they're supposed to have those traits. It's just a type of parent, you know? But Peppy, he's just so nurturing, generous, willing to see Fox grow, and taking that leap of faith with it as well. And that is why he will never become the Jar Jar Binks of Star Fox. Never! Like, what are we doing here? Are we racing or playing ping pong, Sebastian Vettel? Peppy's a great character. Fuck's sake. He's more than the just do a barrel roll. He's more than that. He's your guide in everything. So, yeah, Peppy's amazing. Thanks, Abby, too, yeah, for saying fuck off to the bot in the chat. That's very, very class of you. Right, we had another question from my Chris. He actually gave me another 3 questions. Can you believe it? I think we can do it. I think we can do it though. But let me just get a drink. Oh my goodness. This is a very yappy stream. Right, next question from my Chris. Oh, this is, yeah, and this is a good one. Will the Seattle Mariners win the World Series? So this is a baseball question. Baseball question, man. This is all about baseball. Yeah, my Chris has gotten very big into baseball in the past couple of months, and his team is the Seattle Mariners. So, how will I quantify a positive outcome here if the Seattle Mariners will win the World Series? Now, I know nothing about baseball, right? I don't. I just know there's a guy called Big Dumper, right? There's a player called Big Dumper, and God bless him, he does have a big dumper, and he's great, right? But that's it. And obviously, what's his name? Shohei Ohtani as well. He's like a very famous, renowned Japanese baseball player. Oh yeah, look him up, Abigail. Big Dumper. Just look up Big Dumper Baseball and you'll see the guy. But that's his name. Well, not his real name, like his nickname, but he's known as Big Dumper, right? So will the Seattle Mariners win? Now, I don't know what way they've been doing this season. I think they've won a couple of their games. Oh. Now, some tarot readers would use this card in their reading and call it a jumper because it was like, oh, it jumped at you. The card wanted to tell you something. I don't do jumpers. Why? Because my hands, they're too fucking tiny to hold all the cards together. Right? Look at the size of the cards with my hand. The card deck is the size of my hand, right? So no. Oh, you've looked at Big Dumper. Okay. Yeah. Now you know. Now you know Big Dumper. Now you know. I know. Baseball is kind of fucking wonderful, not gonna lie. Maybe I'll get into it someday, but for now, I'm quite happy with just Formula 1. We'll see anyway what comes up, and if it's overall, do I get overall good vibes, or, you know, is it more trying vibes? Okay. Another 3 card. Oh wait, I didn't cut the deck. I want to cut the deck for this, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. First card. Uh-oh. Second card. Whoa-oh. Third card. Whoa-oh. Ooh. Falco. This is horrible. I'm just... No. This is... It's looking negative. Now, I do need to see, because again, as I said, they've changed the names of these cards. Gaia is the world. And is Phantom the devil? What's Phantom again? Oh, Phantom is the moon. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, this is interesting. This is a very... My first impressions. My first impressions are telling me that it's gonna possibly be a no, or very uncertain and not without a really good fucking fight. So let's break it down. Eight of Water, which is Eight of Cups. Eight of Water is all about, well, water first of all. Water in cup suit. That's all about your emotions. It's all about your emotions. It's all about what makes you happy. It's, you know, it's your emotions. Pure and simple. It can be, relationships as well. Relationships maybe you have with things, with hobbies, not just people. The Eight of Water, though, is about realizing that you've outgrown something that you once loved, and unfortunately it's actually not doing you good anymore. Like, you have to walk away from it. It's starting to become one of those kind of things where you start kind of regretting what you're doing. Do you know, it's like, oh, why did I have that fucking cheeseburger? Now I just feel like shit. Okay, maybe not as maybe not as simple as that, but a very similar kind of mindset. Basically, something that used to give you a lot of joy and happiness, or someone, you'll have to walk away from it. So I don't know. Could that potentially mean a player is leaving in the Seattle Mariners? Is someone ready? Is their contract up? Are they looking to change teams? And were they once a big player, a big part of the team? Maybe even the coach or something. I don't know. Or it couldn't even be a player. Maybe it could just be someone in the team, an owner, board of directors. I don't know. But something has to change for the morale of the team to get better. Only then they're going to see like the end of a cycle and the start of something new. Now, whether that new thing is good or bad, God only knows. That could end up being bad for them. Could end up being good for them too. The World card is about the end of a cycle and the start of something new. The start of a whole new cycle. It could also mean going back to education, but something is going to happen probably to the Mariners, that they'll have to walk away from something that was working. It's no longer working, and it's going to end a cycle which will cause a lot of confusion. The Moon card is a fucking notorious card, because that too can symbolize anxiety. It can symbolize not knowing the truth on things. There's another kind of meaning where it's like, oh, be free and wild, just dance in the moonlight naked, like, and kind of secrets being revealed. So this is a very, like, kind of cloudy kind of card, basically. Like, we don't know what could come to light. Anything could come to light. But because of that, the outcome is very uncertain whether or not they'll win the World Series. But there's definitely going to be a change of some kind, it would seem. Or maybe not. But that is just what I'm picking up from these cards. Something's going to change. It's going to start a new cycle for the Mariners. And there's going to be a lot of confusion about it. So take with that what you will. That could be amazing for the Mariners. Maybe that's to kick up the arse they need to win the World Series. Could mean they lose it. So it's all up for debate. Now, what was Oh, fuck off. Not this. Oh, jeez. This is actually my question. This is my question, and I'm actually regretting that I want to ask it. Because I actually need to look it up online, and you will see why. You will see why. The next question, Mega Man. I have to type it in. Next question is... just getting it up. Here it is. So, my question for the cards. Why do they call it oven when you of in the cold food of out hot eat the food? I can repeat that. I can absolutely repeat that. My question is, why do they call it oven when you of in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Just for those that don't know. I'm fucking regretting this already. Right. Let's do it! Let's do it! Let's shuffle some cards! Let's sling some fucking cards! Oh. Mercy. Lord, have fucking mercy on me. Peppy, have mercy on me. James McLeod, have mercy on me. John Arbuckle, have mercy on me. Alright. I don't even fucking know. I draw 3 towers somehow, yeah. I was like, but there was only one when I got the deck. There was only one. Jesus Christ, how's that possible? Do you know what I love? There's an Eggman card. I just draw 3 Eggman cards. And it's like, oh yeah. I am the Eggman. That's what I am. I am the Eggman. I've got the master plan. Goo goo goo. Oh, these cards are too big for my tiny feckin' hands, lads. They need to make smaller tarot cards. Okay. This is a fucking whatever question anyway, so like this really is just bullshit. This now, as a tarot reader, I can tell you that this will be bullshit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what have we got? Knight of Rings. 3 of Water. Companions. Companions is the sun. I think that says it fucking all right there, right? If we're talking about oven, of a hot, of out cold eat the food, the sun, the ultimate oven. We're happy we get to eat food with our friends. And Knuckles was there too. Yeah, that's it. That's that. Oh no. Chew! Chew! Oh! Oh! I'm sorry, excuse me. Garfield and Friends and Knuckles. Exactly, Abigail. Exactly. Ah. And let's see. I think my Chris had one more. Yes, he did. My Chris did have one more question, and it's this. I'm going to Asda. Would you like anything? Cards, we're going to Asda. Would you like anything? Let's see what the cards want. We never ask the cards what they want. It's always like, cards, tell me what I need to know. Tell me, you know, tell me. It's never, cards, how are you? Cards, what do you need? Cards? Even though the cards, they don't have any, you know, the cards are a tool, but like, as I said, with my animist tendencies, I want to respect my cards as well. Want to make sure they're being looked after and cared for and all that good stuff. So cards, what 3 things would you like from Asda? Okay, let's see what comes up. Hame, a doe, a tree, 2 of water, lone guardian, and 3 of rings. So somehow does Asda sell DIY stuff? I've been to an Asda once, but like I don't. They're just a supermarket. Like we don't have fucking Asda in Ireland. Like it wants wood to build a house. They also want some boxing gloves. Boxing gloves, maybe it was in the fashion section. Don't Asda sell like clothes or something? And they would also like to find the love of their life. The love of their life, boxing gloves and some wood. That's what the cards would like from Asda. So there we go. So they are all the questions from my Chris. Thank you very, very much. And from one Chris to yet another Chris, we I know so many Chris's. So I had a question earlier from Chris Opolis, Chris with a K, my Chris, and the next Chris is known as Task Barchitect. Thank you very much for your questions. Your first question is, how can I help resolve the conflict between my local magpie and the wood pigeons? Now that is a very good question. So Task Architect, aka the third Chris, who submitted questions for the stream. Would like to resolve a dispute between 2 birds. I think Falco could give us some advice here too. Maybe, like the only birds I remember in Sonic are the Babylon Rogues. And I know there is a Babylon Rogue card in this deck. So maybe that could help us. Magpies definitely hold grudges. Good luck. Oh, they have tools and paint and Asda. Oh, interesting. Okay. No. My hands. They're too small. Damn it. They're too small to shuffle. I'd love to get one of those shuffler machines, but like at the same time, it's like, oh. That's where the intuition happens, when you actually shuffle the cards and you're just like, you get that feeling where it's like, yeah, stop, stop, stop. I'm gonna take the cards now. I'm gonna take the cards and just see what comes out. So, no, I'm not doing jumpers. I'm not doing jumpers. I just have butterfingers, that's why. Right. I think I'm good. Half the deck. How to resolve conflict between a magpie and pigeons. First card. Page of Rings again. That's the third repeat card we've had. 3 of Fire. Lone Guardian again. Oh my god. So we have had 4 different cards that have come up twice. Also, I do apologise about the sun actually coming in here. I can't... Can I block it? I actually can. Give me one moment, guys. Sorry now about that. Oh, something just fell. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better, I think. I had to just let the light kind of go away there. Once one of our cats disturbed a magpie nest around the back of the house, and the magpies were patrolling the garden for hours. Really? They must be like very territorial as well, are they? Dive bombing the cats. Oh my god. So, how does this relate to the conflict? 3 of Fire. So fire is wands. Let me have a look at this card again. 3 of Fire, 3 of wands. That's an interesting way they've done that card, actually, because it's a little bit different to what I'm used to in a Rider-Waite Smith deck. But what I'm seeing, I think, is there's like a choice that has to be made. Definitely. So the card that I'm going at first here, right? So 3 of Fire, which is 3 of Wands in the traditional deck. So 3 of Fire normally means that you've already put some action out there already, and you're now looking to see what the results are going to be and what decision you're going to make as a result of that. Whether was it the right action that you made? You know, do I have to take any more action to get the outcome that I desire, or do I have to work a little harder? So with that in mind, in relation to the other cards, we have the page again. Remember, a page being like a student, a young child, or a messenger. Page of Rings. Rings here being the physical, material, health, and wealth. Maybe you gotta give a message to all of the birds. Maybe you gotta give a message to all of the birds, right? And it's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a risk because you don't know whether this is gonna obviously be a good thing or a bad thing, right? You don't know yet. This is like, it's the moment to decide what is the best course of action to take. But you could send them a message of like, you know, hey, maybe there's something here for the magpies over in this part of the land or whatever, and hey, maybe, you know, pigeons, we got this thing for you over here. Maybe you could try and lure them into different areas, like lure them away with something material and physical that you know they would both like. because I think I think the outcome here, right? And I know this card came up earlier, but I only spoke about it in a jokey way. This is the Hermit. Lone Guardian is the Hermit, right? Lone Guardian would be ideal because then they're leaving each other the fuck alone in this place. Now, normally the Hermit card is more about... It's about actually giving the person in question, like, time to themselves to reflect. It's like inner reflective work. That's what the Hermit is actually about. Just, you know, time to themselves. But obviously the magpies and the pigeons need time to themselves as well. So you gotta do the next best action to get them away from each other. And I think that could be luring them both with something that each of them respectively would like, probably in 2 different parts of the land, so that they're not going to fight over it and try and steal each other's shit. And hopefully it'll lead them to leaving each other the fuck alone. So that is an idea for how to resolve the magpie and pigeon situation. They are very territorial and smart. Yeah, magpies and like crows, both of them are like crazy. Like, and the fact that you can teach crows tricks and things like that, I wouldn't even be surprised if you could do that with a magpie. Do you know what I mean? The sun is an important part of any tarot experience. You are absolutely right, Grizz. It's nice to get the sun in any context, I would say. So let me see. Next question from Tasker Architect. When we invent sentient cars, how will they feel about Formula 1? It's as if he wrote this question for me, honestly. Like, this is, oh my god. This is a fascinating one. So, sentient cars, they would have full knowledge, emotions, they're living, they're breathing. So basically, I'm thinking Cars from the Cars series. But they already do racing. And I think there's already Formula 1 in those movies and stuff. But I know that's fictional. That's all fiction. That's only all Disney fiction. So, what would happen in the real world? What would actually happen in the real world if we had real life, for real, sentient cars? And what would they think of Formula 1? Because my thought anyway with this question is that there would still be drivers in the sentient car, like drivers in the sentient cars, and would the Formula 1 cars also be sentient? But still have drivers, if you know what I mean. So this is definitely a fascinating one. A few more little quick shuffles and we will... Oh my god, I can't shuffle them under the camera. They just go everywhere. Oh gosh, right. Okay. I'm gonna split. I'm gonna banana split. One, 2, 3. And let's see what has come up. 8 of lightning again. Holy fuck. I've had so many repeat cards. That's actually insane. Chaos. Oh. Oh. Is that what we're getting at? Unyielding darkness. 8 of lightning, chaos, An unyielding darkness. I think that already tells us everything we want to know about the sentient cars and their opinions on Formula One. But again, let me just double check the meanings. These are two major arcana cards, but they have totally different names. Chaos, I think chaos is death. So chaos is the death card. Very, very apt, actually. That makes a lot of sense. I think unyielding darkness is the devil. It is the devil. I am correct. So this is very easy. This is very, very easy. They would think the Formula One cars are slaves that needed to be broken free. They would think they are all slaves that need to be broken free from the humans' control, and they could race themselves. Let me tell you why that is such an easy conclusion to come to with these cards. We had 8 of Lightning previously. This is 8 of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is where you feel you are mentally trapped and stuck, and you don't think there's any way out. You think there's only one way out, but you can't reach at it. But it's like, oh, if only you knew there were different options. If only you knew there was something that could get you out of there. All the little animals in one of Robotnik's, like, capsules, they're just trapped, waiting to be released, right? Chaos is death. And death, in this case, in the case mostly in tarot, death is literally change. Death is literally change. That something has to change. An unyielding darkness, the devil card, is another card about feeling stuck. But in particular, it feels like you're kind of like a slave to vices, or not just even addictions, that you're like under someone's constant control and you can't break free. So like the fact that we have this with the 8 of Lightning, and something's got to change. Yeah, they would feel like they're just, you know, putting on these races for the amusement of humans, and they want to break free and race on their own terms. So that is such a clear-cut answer. I like that. That's not bullshitting around here. That is literally just, no, the sentient cars wouldn't like it. They would not like Formula One. Maybe that's how the Cars universe started. Yeah, maybe. To the Cars, Formula One is a sport, in loads of quotation marks, that encourages bodily harm and planned exhaustion, wearing yourself down to the nubs, and for what? I like how you think, Grizz. I really do. There you go. There you go. That's fantastic. So there we go. That's a very on the nose answer. And the very last question I have on this list from Task Architect: would we be happier if we could all just fly? Personally, I prefer the air. So maybe. I think I would be quite happy if I could fly. Not gonna lie. I think that would bring up my quality of life quite significantly, actually. But again, shuffling the cards. And because this is the last question on the list too, I'll ask this as an opportunity for those in the chat. If you would like to put in another question into the chat, I could go for like another 15 minutes. And yeah, see what comes up in the cards. And if not, that's okay, because I do have one last question I can ask. But the current question is, would we be all happier if we could just fly? Sorry, now I'm gonna bring the cards closer to me again, because butterfingers, tiny hands, can't shuffle right. You do have one more question, Grizz. Go on, put in the chat, please, by all means. I'll be more than happy to do it. Oh! Oh, that's a good question. Okay. I'm not going to call it out just yet, because we're on this question, but that's a great one. That's a great question. Okay. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. For, does happiness equal flying? Four of fire again. 5 of lightning. Oh, Jesus. What do you mean the devil card? What do you mean? Am I... What the fuck? Why am I getting the same cards constantly? This is the third time the 4 of fire has come up on this fucking stream. We literally just had this card for the last question. Now this is new, so I'm going to address this one first. 5 of lightning. I can't remember. Let me think again, because it's not the traditional imagery. 5 of swords. 5. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know what it is. 5 of lightning. This is the bullying card. I feel this would have been an amazing card to come up for the magpie and the pigeon situation. This is the bullying card, right? This card is like about abusers, criminals, bullies, people that are actively fucking hurting you to the point that you have to walk away because it's just not worth fighting anymore, and this prick that's winning over you and has the power over you is just taking all the spoils for themselves and are just happy with everyone else's misery, right? There would be a lot more violence. There would be a lot more, you would nearly want to put regulations in place, and even if you were to do it as a sport, there would have to be rules, regulations, laws, because it's actually going to be fucking pandemonium. It will be fucking pandemonium. You might become like Falco. You may never want to leave the air. It could be too addictive. And maybe the lack of oxygen up in the higher stratosphere is too addictive that you'll just die. But if you're really careful, you can come back home to tell everyone about it. It's very much a double-edged sword, but I'm leaning on the side that it would actually make more problems for us. So we wouldn't necessarily be happier. We would actually invent more problems for us. Yeah, it'll be fun. There'll definitely be fun memories to make of it and to tell stories to your friends and family, but with these two cards, it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. Makes sense. If humans were able to fly, it would make new basic conflicts of that sort. Yeah. I like these draws for this question. It's a multifaceted answer. Yeah, definitely. No, that honestly, I enjoyed that answer now too. Plus, birds are still up there. Yeah, you're good at lads. That's another thing. The birds are still there. They'll fucking peck you. They'll still shit on you. They'll probably go after you. Could you imagine the seagulls? They would never stop you. Or leave you alone, I mean. The seagulls would never leave you alone. Never again. You are going to be their enemy number one. Public enemy number one, lads. Holy fuck. The Five of Swords signifies that humans flying makes bird bullying people more intense. Yeah. Honest to God. Like, if you Google the Five of Swords, the actual Five of Swords cards, you'll see it's a pretty tough one, kind of like, because you just see a guy holding up these swords and the other swords are down on the ground, and then the other lads are walking away in pain and tormented. Like, it's fucked up. Right, Grizz, I'm gonna do your other question there. I still have it up on the chat, and I'm gonna call it out now. So this next question, Justin. Would Jim Carrey be happier if he took the pill that turned him into the Grinch forever? I mean, I like to think I know the answer to this right away, because I feel like if I was the Grinch, or if I was able to play the Grinch. Also, sorry, I think, did we just get low latency? A few frames dropped there, I think. So, very sorry about that, but I think being the Grinch would be class. Because, also, real talk, I think the special effects and the makeup for that movie was incredible. It was so perfect for him as well. He would not be invited to any future Christmases, though. True, but think of it this way. What if it's that you're the reformed Grinch at the end of the story? What then? You know, when your heart finally grew 3 sizes more and you're just full of Christmas cheer. Then everyone will want the Grinch. Also, could someone... I'm sorry to have to ask to do this. Could someone check what time the Norway versus England match is on? Because I'd like to do a quick thing with that. I wanna try predict that. But I actually don't know if the match started yet, or if it's on later. 10 p.m. Aye, plenty of time. Class. Plenty of time. We can find out who takes custody again of Hatsune Miku. Will Norway keep her, or will England finally give her a cup of tea or something? I don't know. Right. Okay, Grinch question. Splitting the deck. I mean, listen. I'm Irish. I'm definitely going Norway. I'm sorry, Abby. I'm sorry. Oh, but like Haaland, fucking Haaland. He's and even before this, like I mean, the stuff he was doing at Man City is actually insane. So what have we got? We've got Chaos again. 5 of Fire. And Page of Rings again. Oh my god. These are my stalker cards. Legitimately. Oh, wait, Abby, I forgot you're Scotland. Well, you're up in Scotland anyway, so... That's all good. Okay. There's Norway to lose. So, for the question, would Jim Carrey be happier if he took the pill to stay like the Grinch forever? It would be a huge change, first of all. It would be a massive change. And this is a weird one. This is the competition card. 5 of Fire. This is the card of like competition. And you have different opponents, you know, you're all trying to clash for the top spot. So I have a feeling that while the change could be overall very good, maybe his mind would be more open. He might get news or understand news about physical health, because the rings can also signify physical health and wellness, and maybe he might actually realize that vaccinations are actually good for you. He would be possibly locked for competition for various birthday parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, I don't know, Eid celebrations, you name it. Like he'd be trying to, you know, go up against the best of the best for all types of celebrations, trying to make that dough. And he has the monopoly on Christmas, don't get me wrong, he'll have the monopoly on Christmas, but how does he survive? Or how is he supposed to survive throughout the rest of the year then, with all the other mascots? He's gonna have his work cut out. He can't be a one-trick pony anymore. He cannot be a one-trick pony anymore. He can't just do Christmas. If he's to stay the Grinch forever, this monumental change, which may give him a new outlook on material and physical health, he's going to be at mad competition with all the other mascot characters going to all these other celebrations. Will he even be able to make more movies? Is there any more movies of the Grinch you could make? Who knows? So, massive caveats. He may not necessarily be happier, but life would definitely get tougher for him. And that is what the cards think of that. Oh, you're Scottish by marriage. Oh, class, girl. Yes, get in. Oh my god, have you seen that one Facebook post about someone hiring a Grinch for Christmas and they absolutely ruined the house? Chaos card. Chaos card. There you go. There you go. It'll be a disaster. So what I'm hearing is that he becomes the perfect Christmas entertainer because his new Grinchy form increases his longevity. Yes. He could outrun Santa, possibly Jesus Christ himself, on his own birthday. So there you go. There you go. Now, guys, I'm just looking at the clock. I'm at the 2 hour mark. I'm very sweaty. I'm very sweaty. So I'm going to round it off with a World Cup prediction. I'm going to round it off by asking who's going to win. Will it be Norway or will it be England? And just to make this answer less vague, similarly like I did with the burger question earlier on, I'm going to assign attributes to the suits. So I think, let me just think here. Okay. I'm going to assign 2 suits to each country. Okay, so I'm only doing Norway and England for this. We're going to predict who will win. Will it be Norway? Will it be England? The water suit and the lightning suit will be England. Why am I choosing those 2 suits for England? Water is cups, lightning is swords. I'm thinking about the knights. Knights of the Round Table, the Holy Grail, Arthurian legends. So that's why I'm assigning that to England. And then for Norway, Norway will have fire and pentacles. Or what is it in this deck? The rings. Rings are pentacles. Fire is wands. To me, wands make me think of the Viking axes. Pentacles make me think of the Nordic ruins. Simple as that. So, let's see what will come up. Last shuffle of the night. And I swear to God, if repeat cards come up again, I'm going to have a serious talk with this deck. I think I need to do an interview with this deck, actually. It's nice to do an interview with your decks. Like, you're asking it questions about itself on, you know, what kind of questions could this deck help you with the most. But what I'm going to do, just to make sure that they're definitely shuffled, I like to do this. I like to kind of interlace. Now this takes a few minutes, but I like taking like some chunks of the deck and interlacing the cards like this, right? We just kind of go in and out, in and out. And to me, that gives them a really, really good shuffle, right? That gives them a really nice shuffle. So now guys, I'll shuffle these, and unfortunately I'm going to have to take a little BRB, okay? Just when I'm finished shuffling these, something has just come up there that needs my attention. But when I come back, I'll draw the cards for the prediction. Oh, actually no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't have to. Sorry about that. False alarm. I am finishing up the stream. It's true, I am finishing up the stream, but I don't need to take a BRB. I'm actually fine. Again, I'm working in a shared space, so I thought someone needed me for a moment, but we're all good. Oh, Chris, you missed some incredible answers. But you're gonna love the VOD. You're absolutely gonna love the VOD. You're absolutely gonna love the VOD. Okay. This is it. So remember, lightning and water for England, fire and... No. Oh my god, I'm getting myself mixed up. Sorry. Lightning and water for England, rings and fire for Norway. Let's go. Let's see what comes up most. Judgment. Okay, that's not a... The Empress. Water. I don't know what to think about that, guys. I don't know what to think about that. Only water came up. But look, it's a sad water. It's sad. Does this mean defeat for England? The Empress and Judgment. The hammer is very similar looking to a Viking axe. Amy's hammer is very similar to a Viking axe, guys. And I think this is just Erling Haaland. I think this is just Erling Haaland. So... Haaland, he's the super football guy. He will never make you cry. I think it's Norway, guys. Unless there is like one massive final ditch, like last ditch effort, and England just make it. Don't count out England, but all signs are parting. All signs are pointing towards Norway. And that is my last reading for the night. This was absolutely incredible. I had an incredible time doing this. I thought I was going to get like super tired, super worn out, not really able to explain the cards very well. But I actually think I explained them really well, a lot better than I thought. And a lot of the answers made sense. So I just want to say thanks for joining me for this. I even wasn't expecting 6 viewers on this at the moment. Oh my god. Well, technically 5 viewers, because the 6th one is me, just to keep an eye on the chat. But I wasn't expecting this turnout. Thank you so much. I am definitely doing this again. Maybe I could make this a once a month segment. Maybe. In between all the like the art and video game streams. But for now, that's going to be the last stream until August. I know last week I did like a no mic and no cam stream one of the evenings during the weekdays I did. But I'm not gonna lie, it's very hot to like stream. It's so hot to be streaming. I don't think I'll be streaming again until August, ideally, because it's just too warm right now. And even when holding a controller or drawing, my hands are just sweating, so it's not really that comfortable. And I have no way of cooling myself down in this room, really. So I won't be back until August. But thank you for joining these streams. Thank you for joining this stream. And I will be back in August with something else again. And I'm definitely doing another tarot stream. But for now, enjoy the World Cup matches. Have a great rest of your weekend. And never give up. Always trust your instincts.